Alright, what's happening, everybody? So today I'm going to be doing something a little different. Now, as you may know, I'm a big fan of sirens as much as I am a big fan of fans. So, what I have in front of you today is a map that I compiled on Google of all the old locations of the old sirens in the Cincinnati area where I currently live. The pinpoints in gray that you see are old sirens that are no longer there, and the pinpoints in blue are sirens that should be there, according to what I've done research on Google Maps, street view, aerial view, and what have you. So, as the story goes, back in 2012, 2013, all the old sirens in Cincinnati were replaced with ASC T-128s. It was part of a massive siren upgrade for the whole county. Now, each bit of the old system was, bits and pieces of it getting removed over the years, ever since into the 90s and 2000s. But this was the one that basically took them all out of service. And it was in the bid to remove all the old sirens from their buildings, because a lot of these are building mount sirens. However, there are some stipulations in the deal, and some wool was being pulled over some people's eyes. It was a whole massive fiasco how it turned out. So it ended up being on each municipality or township's responsibility instead of the part of the deal that there had to be, they were responsible for removing the old sirens from their locations. And a lot of these locations that are still there are still on top of old buildings, on fire stations, on schools, and some other random locations. And like I said, either they just don't care to remove them, or it'll just cost way too much money to remove them. So a lot of them were just being abandoned in place until either the building comes down, or they finally just get a hunch. If they remodel the building, they'll take it down. From what I've seen on a lot of old school buildings, when they renovate the schools, they'll take the sirens off them. So yeah, that's usually what's going on here in the county. Like I said, these are being removed at a snail's pace, basically. So a lot of them are thankfully still around, so you can still go around and see them. On this map here, I have 157 locations, and I have 56 that I'm going to go around and look around and see if I can still find them. I am recording this a day after, so I already did half of the system here, but I'm not going to report my findings until when you see each individual clip. And what I'll do here is that, I'll go to the siren, do a little 30-second video of it. Then I'll show the location on Google Maps or Bing Maps, because they have a better view on their bird's eye system that they got going on. If I can do that, sometimes it doesn't work, and so I'll just have to resort back to Google Maps. I'll take a picture of the location of it's in, so you can see the cross streets better. And I'll take a picture of each individual siren from where I filmed it at before I move on to the next. So, yeah, this map here, I'm going to post a link to it in the video description. So if I'm missing any of the sirens that are off this map that you know of that are still there, let me know. I'd like to see them myself as well, and I'll, make a secondary video or something like that. I also have a map that I made of the new system. Now, I'm not sure exactly. I think there's like 202 sirens in the Hamilton County system currently. I only have 190 of them marked. So I think I'm missing 12 or something like that. So if I am missing any sirens that you don't see on this map, once again, let me know, and I will add them to the map, no problem. So I can have them all marked. So, yeah, both these links will be in the video description below. But for our first location, we are going out east, the furthest east we can go, and then we'll work our way back towards Cincinnati. That's my first day. I was just about heading into downtown when I stopped on the first day. And then I'll start downtown today, and I'll head out west. And then basically I'm going to circle back around because I live in this area right here. So I'll circle back around. This will be my last siren location right here, right where my cursor is hovering around. So, but our first siren, the furthest east siren we can go is in Terrace Park. And this siren here, if I click on this cursor, you look here up on the side map menu there is a Model 5 or 7 on the community building on Elm Avenue. So it should be right there, right where my pinpoint is at. Elm Avenue between Park and Washington, just down the road from Wooster Pike US 50. And the new T-128 for it is right here in the center, as you can see overhead on the map. And I'll do a quick street view. Like I said, I can't be too trustworthy on Google, because if you look here, it says September 2016, so that was quite a years ago that this street view was made, but you can see the siren here on the roof and our new T-128 there. So this is the research that this is the only way I've been able to see them, and trying to see if they're still there or not. So, but we'll go out and find out for sure. So this map is as up to date as I can get it. So stick around, get some popcorn, enjoy the trip as much as I do on seeing all these sirens in the county. Alright, first siren, we're here in Terrace Park on Elm Street. This is at the community building. I'm sorry for my shakiness here. This is an old Model 5 that's on top of the community building here in the police station. There's a new T-128 there. First siren on our list. Alright, our next location, we're in Anderson Township at the Fire Station 100 on Broadwell Road. Now, I'm not too exactly familiar what the difference between the Model 5 and the Model 7 sirens are, but I think this one here is a Model 7 siren. I'm not sure if it's a 7T or just a regular 7 dual tone, but yeah, that's here. New T-128s down the road. You can kind of see down there, right next to the metal pole there, one of the control boxes for it down the road. They're about 600,000 feet down the road. But yeah, there's our next siren. Off to the next one. Alright, next siren, we're in Newtown at the Ivy Hills Country Club. It's extremely hard to see it. It blends in right well with the roof, but there is a Warden Electric P127 siren up there. Pretty much just right to the right of the second upright post there on the railing for the roof. This is on, the country club is off Little Dry Run Road. The new T-128 is located at the entrance to Ivy Hills Boulevard. So yeah, this is a pretty new siren, definitely installed sometime probably 25 years ago at the most. Like I said, it was replaced with the T-128 as well. Alright, that's it for this one. Off to the next. Alright, we're in Marymount now at the fire station on Wooster Pike and Crystal Springs Drive. This is an old federal code or Federal Electric Model 2. This was used as a fire siren. This wasn't part of the civil defense system. The only civil defense siren in Marymount was at the Marymount Elementary School, and that's long gone. So that's all for this one. I'll see you at the next one. Alright, we're still on Marymount here on Murray Avenue. This is the old Madison Place Fire Department. This is an old, probably either a Federal Code, Federal Electric, Model 5 on top of the fire station there.
This was another fire siren. I don't think it was ever used as a civil defense system, because like I mentioned in the previous clip, that there was an SD-10 literally a stone's throw away from this location at the elementary school, though, which was removed when the school was remodeled. So that's it for this one. We'll head off to the next. Alright, our next siren, we're at the Marymount and Fairfax area. This is on top of the Bistro Group on Marymount Avenue. This is a federal SD-10 siren. One of multiple here in the area that you'll be seeing in this video. Nothing really much else to say about it. I think the T-128 that replaces over on Booster Pike and by the fire station. So, that's it for this one. Off to the next. Alright, I apologize for the lighting on this one, but we're in East End at the intersection of Wilmer Avenue and Beachmont Circle. That siren there is an ACA P15 dual tone. There's a video up on it on YouTube of it sounding from years ago. But yeah, the new T-128 is located right there. We're parked on Beachmont or Wilmer Court or whatever it is. I think it's Wilmer Court, and Wilmer Road is right there. So, yep. Off to the next. Alright, for our next siren, we're at Mount Washington. That siren is on top of the Mount Washington School. It's a Thunderbolt, perhaps a 1000, one of the old bar grill style sirens from the 50s, mid-50s. It's on top of the Mount Washington School on Mears Avenue. We're at an apartment complex. This is the best place I can find to look at this siren. As you can see, it barely sticks up over the roof. But yeah, one of the old Thunderbolts in the area. I think one of the, probably 4 or 5 bar grill ones in the area. It's hard to see the bar grill because the horn's kind of facing toward the rec center, but yeah, there's the first Thunderbolt of the trip. Alright, for our next siren, we're back in Anderson Township at the Fire Station 6 on Beachmont Avenue. Right here we have a Thunderbolt 1000T. I actually filmed this siren, I think back in 2015, sounding along with the T-128, which is right there by the police station. I don't think this siren did run with the T-128 for a while, and I think it finally either broke or they finally just shut it off. It doesn't no longer sound, unfortunately. But I do have this thing on video if you look back on my channel of this thing going off with the T-128. Off to our next siren. Alright, our next siren is still in Anderson Township. We're on Kellogg Avenue and Apple Hill Road. This is the Greater Cincinnati Water Works on Kellogg Avenue here, and as you can see on top of this building there is another Thunderbolt siren there. The new T-128 is right there. on the intersection of Kellogg and Apple Hill Road. Alright, our next siren, we're at Mountain Lookout. That, as you can see right there in the center of your screen, is another Thunderbolt 1000. This is located on top of the Cardinal Basilli School on Ellison Avenue. Unfortunately, they're doing construction work, as you can see, to the school, so this siren may be getting removed here shortly. So I'm glad I did this tour when I did, so it's still up there, as you can see. The new T-128 is located on the property as well by the playground at the rear of the building. This is another one of the old Bar Grill 1000s. Unfortunately, this is the closest place I can get because they got the main entrance barricaded off. So, yeah, there's other pictures of it online. There was an attempt to make a YouTube video of it as well. A couple of them, but apparently the siren only grounded when they tested the sirens, when this thing was back running. I think because the school purposely cutting power off to the siren during class hours. So that's not good. So, but yeah, this is the best view I can get to you of this siren. So I'll see you on the next one. Our next siren here is in Oakley. This is another Thunderbolt that's on top of a building that's occupied by the appliance loft on the intersection of Brotherton and Madison. Exactly what kind of siren this is, whether it being a 1000T or 1000, I have no clue. Never seen it run. No videos of it on YouTube at all. So, off to the next. Next siren on our list, so we're in Norwood. This is a Thunderbolt 1000T located on top of the Salvation Army thrift store on Park Avenue at Floral. There is a video on this siren on YouTube. However, it sounds weird because the roofing company that paved the roof on this building paved over the blower for the siren. So it starved for air. It sounded real high-pitched and tinny. Quite an interesting sound to it. Alright, we're in Madisonville at the Cincinnati Fire Station 49 on Prentice Street. As you can see, we're looking at a Thunderbolt on top of the fire station here. Kind of hard to see, I'm shooting through a fence. Yeah, there's that siren. Not sure if this is a 1000 or 1000T. The T-128 used to be just down Prentice Street, but they're building this new complex. And they moved it. So it used to be standing about right there. But I have no clue where the new T-128 is. They replaced the siren. It used to be, like I said, across from the fire station, but now it's not. And that's all for this one. Off to the next. Alright, I lied to you. We're still in Madisonville. This is where the new T-128 is. This is the intersection of Ward Street, basically at the end of Ward Street. That's where this new T-128 is, by the New Life Temple Church. Alright, next siren, we're here in Kenwood Township. This is a siren on top of the St. Vincent Ferrer Parish Center and School off of Montgomery Road near Kenwood Road. Here we have a Thunderbolt located on the school building here. Another unknown type, 1000, 1000T, hard to say. Yeah, pretty cool little install here. Quite low, probably 40, 45 feet off the ground. Alright, we're in Deer Park at the maintenance department on Matson Avenue and Beach Street. This is an old Sterling siren. I'm not sure if it's an M10 or something different. I think it's one of the two here in the county. I'll be able to show you the other one later on. But yeah, this is a pretty old one. I think it predates the Cold War. I believe this building also used to be a fire station at one point in time, so it might have been used as a fire siren, then incorporated into the system later on. A pretty neat one. The deflector louvers on the top, on the back one's completely gone. It's hard to see from this angle, and the other one's, as you can see, has a giant rust hole through it. So, pretty neat siren. Good to see this one still standing. Alright, for our next siren, we're in Reading. This Thunderbolt that you see in the center of the screen is on top of the Patheon Pharmaceuticals on East Galbraith Road near Reading Road. According to what I've researched, this is probably one of the older bolts in the county. Maybe a bar grill siren, I'm not sure. This is as far in as I can zoom in on the horn there. So it might be a 1000, hard to say. Alright, for our next siren, we're here in Arlington Heights on Erkenbrecker at Elliott. This is on the top of the town hall. This is a federal STH-10 siren. Evidently, this was probably a fire siren at one point in time. I don't think it was ever adopted into the Cold War siren system. I don't think it ever was a part of the actual county system. But it hasn't sounded in ages, as you can tell by the way it looks. A pretty cool siren, definitely. I think it's the last one of its type here in the county. We used to have at least 3 of them. One in Sharonville, one in Newtown, and of course this one here in Arlington Heights. You can barely see this thing from I-75 as well. But yeah, this is the only one of its type left in the county. Alright, next siren, we're in Lockland at the fire station on the intersection of West Wyoming and North Cooper Avenue. I'm not sure exactly what type of siren it is. It's missing its housing. As you can see, it's installed on the inside the tower underneath the old fire bell. This was likely an old fire siren at one point in time as well. Looks like a 12-port single-tone siren. Exactly what it is, I'm not sure. Possibly a Model 5, Model 7, could be something completely different. Alright, our next siren location, or was, It was on top of this old industrial complex in Roselawn off of Summit and Section Road. It was an SD-10 siren that just set to the left of that air system up there, just to the left of it. I mean, if you look at the place on Google Maps, you can still see the siren there. But if you look at the place on Bing Maps on the bird's eye, you'll notice that the siren actually was knocked over either by the wind or by vandals. Right now you can't see it. I mean, I'm not sure if they're doing any work to this building or not. But yeah, this is where it was, or it might be still up on the roof, I don't know. Alright, next siren on our list, we're at Cincinnati Fire Station 2 in Carthage on East Seymour Avenue and Poplar Lane. This is a Thunderbolt, I think 1000, on top of the fire station there. And you'll see the T-128 next to it. Alright, we're in Elmwood Place on Maple and Vine Street. What we have here is a little HOR Cyro drone siren. There used to be a Thunderbolt 1000T on top of this public library and police station. However, it's been removed back sometime around 2014. This little siren here used to do a 9 p.m. curfew blast. I'm not sure if it still does it or something happened to it, but it must have been the original fire siren or whatever it was back in the day before the Thunderbolt was installed. Alright, next siren, we're at Paddock Hills on the intersection of Tennessee and Paddock Road. This is an SD-10 siren located on top of the People Working Cooperatively building complex. As you can see, the building's closed. That's the best view I can get of it because the parking lot's shut off. So, we have a lot of many SD-10s still left to find in the area. Alright, for our next siren, we're here still in Paddock Hills on Reading Road. We're at an old firehouse, now used by the Cincinnati African American Firefighters Association. As you can see, we have a Thunderbolt on top of this building. Looks like the blowers within the building, as you can see, the standpipes just sticking right through the roof and to the head itself. Another unknown type, 1000 or 1000T, I'm not sure. Pretty cool install here. Alright, next siren, we're in St. Bernard on Tower Avenue at Franklin. This is at the St. Bernard Elmwood Place Elementary School. This is a Thunderbolt 1000 that's sitting on top of the building. A little fun fact, this siren used to be on top of the old New Made margarine plant, I believe somewhere on Vine Street in Ivorydale across I-75. Unfortunately for this siren, its days are numbered because this school is being replaced with a brand new school facility being built right next to us. And it's said that this school will be torn down along with the high school on the other side of the property. So who knows when the siren's going to go away, but it will be shortly. Next siren, we're in Winton Hills on Winton Ridge Lane at the Jacobs Center. This is a Thunderbolt 1000T on top of the gymnasium of the Jacobs Center, or former Clark Montessori School. Now there's a video on this thing running. However, on the video, the blower was not functioning, so it's only just a chopper on the video. The blower is literally just right below the rotator box. It's a real short standpipe on this one, just sitting right on top of the gym. Alright, we're still in Winton Place at Fire Station 38 on Circle Avenue and Darrow Street, or Darrow Avenue. This is a Thunderbolt 1000 located on top of the fire station. The T-128s on Melwood, about a few hundred feet away from this, behind me. But yeah, I think this thing used to run for a little while before, after it was replaced, but it was finally switched off and hasn't sounded since. Older 1000. Alright, our next siren, we're in Clifton, on Clifton Avenue and McAlpin Avenue. This is on top of the Clifton School, right in front of the Clifton Recreation Center. As you can see, another Thunderbolt siren. Exactly what it is, I don't know. There was a video done, or attempted to be done on this siren, but it did not sound. Our T-128 is right there, along McAlpin Avenue. I replaced it. This one, I think, I saw a picture of it on the roof, and the whole siren is tilted a little bit. Tilted back toward us. So, pretty interesting mount. Off to the next. Alright, our next siren, we're in Walnut Hills on Hackberry Street. This is a Thunderbolt on top of the Purcell Marion School. Another unknown type. Pretty interesting mount on this one too, as the blower is within the roof of the building. Siren protrudes out. Alright, our next siren here, still in the Walnut Hills area, up going toward downtown. This is on Gilbert Avenue and Sinton Avenue, on top of the Southern Ohio Printing Company. This is a Thunderbolt 1000. This siren has also been filmed on YouTube as well, going off back when it was operational. Pretty cool mount how it's on top of the corner of the building there. Has the battlements on the top. It gives a pretty cool architecture look. And that's it for this one. We'll go off to the next. Alright, for the last siren of the day, we're in the Over the Rhine area near downtown. This Thunderbolt here is on top of the former School of Creative and Performative Arts on 13th and Broadway. I'm a couple blocks behind it so I can get a glimpse of this thing. I think it's a 1000. there on the building. Pretty tall building, so you gotta be a little bit back from it to catch a glimpse of it. Alright, starting day 2 on our siren adventures. We're here in downtown Cincinnati along 5th Street near Main Street on top of the Potter Stewart Courthouse. We have a Thunderbolt 1000T. It's a 4.5 port siren. I do have a video of downtown system going off, but it's not directly at this siren, but you can hear it in the background. It hasn't rotated in years. Well, before it was shut off. I think it used to sound along with the new system for a short period of time, and then it was finally disconnected. But this is the only place where you can see it from the ground. It's down Main Street here. Zoom out here so you can get an idea of where I'm at here. Yeah, there's Main Street there, and 5th Street's up at the intersection there. Alright, we're going to walk down to Park Place a lot. I want to show you the next siren. Alright, we're still in downtown along 5th Street. Looking up at the Thunderbolt 1000 on the Park Place and Lytle condominiums on the corner of 5th and Pike Street. This is one of the old Bar Grill 1000s, one of the oldest Thunderbolts in the city. I have a video of this thing going off along with a few other people. It's quite a popular siren on YouTube. Sounded off until sometime around 2019 or 2018, I think, is when it was finally switched off. Alright, our next siren on our list, we're in Camp Washington on the intersection. We're along Cook Street, but the siren here is on Spring Grove Avenue and starts with an A. I'll put it in the, you'll see the location of it. But this is on top of the Kenwood Automotive Products building. This is a Thunderbolt 1000. This is the last of the old Bar Grill sirens in the area. Can't see it because it's facing away from us, but yeah, there it is there. T-128. Zoom out. That's right here. So, that's it. Off to the next. Alright, for our next siren, we're here in North Fairmount at the North Fairmount Community Center on St. Leo Place near Baltimore. This is an ACA P15 siren. Hard to say if it's a single tone or a dual tone. I think the majority of the sirens in Cincinnati are dual tone. So that's likely what this one is as well, but this one's sitting on top of the North Fairmount Community Center. The new T-128 is located on Casper right behind the school there on Casper. It's in the trees somewhere in this area right here, somewhere back there. So yep, there's a siren. Off to the next. Alright, next siren on the list, we're in Western Hills. On top of Western Hills High School is a Thunderbolt 1000. This school is along Ferguson Road. There's a video of this siren going off as well from a few years ago. Yeah, pretty neat installed too, where the blower is mounted within the school building itself, and of course the standpipe protrudes through the roof to the siren head. New T-128, it's hard to see it, but it's over there somewhere at the end of Ferguson Road where it runs into Harrison Avenue. Alright, off to the next. Alright, next siren here, we're in Delhi Township at the police station on Neep Road. This is an ACAP 15 dual tone. Pretty cool siren here. Pretty tall pole too. No replacement T-128 in the general vicinity of this one. The nearest one is at Covedale at the Cincinnati Bell property, I think. So yeah, you can partially see the old civil defense sticker there on the horn there. Kind of quite faded, but still there. Alright, off to the next. Alright, for our next siren, we're here in Delhi Township on Greenwell behind the fire station. We have a RSH-10 Thunderbeam siren here. And I'm going to go ahead and walk up on it and show you what it looks like. Here's our control boxes. Siren hiding up in the trees. Signal disconnect switch. Fire the motor starter for the siren. Federal Signal Corporation. Definitely the motor starter. Main disconnect switch in the on position, but I'm sure there's no power to it. And of course, the American signal. This is the telephone relay system that turns it on from wireless activation. Yeah, pretty cool finally being able to see one of these up close and personal. There's the bottom of her. When this siren was operational, there's a couple videos of it. Whatever reason, it seemed like it ran on half power. Perhaps it was a 480 volt siren, 3-phase, and it was only run on 208. I'm not too sure. But yeah, quite low, quite half underpowered. It's hard to say, the trees like to encompass the view of it, but there it is. So that's it for this one. We'll go off to the next. Alright, we're in Adamsville, still around Delhi Township. This is an SD-10 siren located at the end of Boldface Park. I'm standing in Boldface Park. The siren is at the location, I can't talk, at the intersection of Fairbanks and River Road US 50. This is about as close as I can get to it without having to walk all the way across the field and get up close to it. Trying to keep away from the traffic noise. So there's this siren. We'll go down the road to the next. Alright, our next siren, we're in the Riverside, Delhi Township area. This is an SD10 located on some sort of old warehouse building that the property is owned by Marathon or Valvoline currently. I'm not sure what the building's used for, if anything. Yeah, pretty old SD10. I apologize for our lighting here. It's not the best, but quite rusted. I'm not sure how long this thing's been active or not. Down the road at Anderson Ferry and River Road, US 50, there's a new T-128 that supposedly replaced this thing. So we'll head on down the road to our next side. Alright, for our next hour, we're still in the Delhi Township area. Along River Road, we're at a gas pumping station or something like that, some sort of substation. And as you can see, smack dab in the middle is yet another SD10 siren. Pretty cool that we can finally get up close to one of these things. So nothing else to say about it, so we'll head over and go find our next one. Alright, next siren, we're still in the Delhi Township area at the Sisters of Charity on Bender Road. As you can see in the center of the screen, it's hard to see. The siren is like a light green color. But at the center of the screen, right in between the trees, you'll see another SD10 siren hiding up there. We almost missed this one. But it is there. Alright, our next siren, we're in Addiston. This is on a building on Main Street near, once again the name escapes me, but I'll give you the location for it after the clip. This is an old STL-10 located on top of some old derelict building. I'm not sure what it's used for these days. I'm sure this siren hasn't been used in quite some time. I believe it was actually replaced with an ACA Hurricane that used to stand on top of the VFW hall down the street. And was removed, that siren was removed sometime around 2000 when the new 2001 sirens were installed in Addison. There's one literally right behind this building up the street that I don't know the name of. So yeah, that's this siren here in Addison. Actually one of three STL-10s in the county. The other one's in Cleves, and we'll be able to see that one here down the road. The third one was on top of, was up in Deerfield Township or something on Salzman Road. That's long gone too. So, all right, we'll head off to the next one. Alright, for our next siren here, we're in North Bend, near the St. Joseph's Church on East Harrison Avenue, across from the old Taylor High School. And as you can see in the trees, we have another SD10 siren. And this one here, we can crawl up on, walk on up on it here, see what it looks like. Up close and personal. So yeah, there it is there. Pretty interesting. This one has a wooden contactor box. Same radio control cabinet, meter disconnect. Right on up to the siren. And apparently there's still power hooked up right off of this building here, which I guess is owned from the church. So I guess the siren's still hooked up for power for something. but they capped off the meter disconnect, so there's no power going to the siren itself anymore. But it could still be powered. See if I can get a... Alright, we're in Cleves at the Sheriff Department on North Miami and Howell Street. We're just looking at the STL-10 siren real quick. I'm just going to go ahead and end this off here. Got a sheriff looking at me. Alright, for our next siren, we're here in Harrison at the Fire Station 56 on Walnut Street and Harrison Avenue. This is an old Federal Code Model 5 siren on top of the fire station here. Harrison also used to have a Thunderbolt on their old elementary school back on Broadway, but unfortunately the school was torn down about 2 years ago, and of course the siren went down with it. So this is the only old siren left in Harrison. Alright, for our next siren, we're here in Crosby Township at the Crosby Elementary School on New Haven Road. What we have here is a Federal Signal EOWS 1212. This was one of 10 sirens installed in the area of the Fernald uranium plant. And I think they were installed sometime back in 1986. Yeah, this is one of the two that are still standing today. We'll show you the other one here in a little bit. Control boxes for it. Alright, for our next location, we're here in New Baltimore at the fire station on Main Street in Sycamore. This is another old Model 7 siren. This was used as a fire siren. There was another one, the Fernald 1212, just down the street here, that served as the tornado siren of the area. That's where the new T-128 is located at. This one here appears to be a single tone model. It's hard to see because the sun is right in my face in a bad spot, so. But it's red. Old fire siren, like I said, wasn't used as part of the system or anything like that. Alright, head off to the next.
Alright, for our next siren here, we're in Crosby Township on Patty's Run Road near New Haven Road. This siren here is on top of the Potash Corporation, or Cincinnati Nutrient Chemical Phosphate, or whatever it is. That's what it has labeled on Google Maps. As you can tell, I'm doing this from my computer screen here because I could not get a good view of the siren when I was passing by it on Patty's Run, so I decided just to hold off on it and come back to it on the Google Maps imagery here. But this siren here is another STH-10. I lied to you saying that the Arlington Heights one was the only one left in the county. This one is the second one that's still here. And it still runs to my knowledge. There is a video of it going off recently for a test. I mean, it runs at a short alert blast for a minute or so. Then it shuts off. So, yeah, I'm not sure how old this siren is. I don't think it's as old as the other ones in Cincinnati were. But, yeah, pretty unique. There is a T-128 part of this county system just down the road on New Haven by State Route 128. So, yeah, we'll jump back into the trip and we'll show you our next siren.
Alright, we're in Shandon. Quite a busy intersection here on State Route 126 at the Morgan Township Fire Station. We have two sirens here. First siren here, we got another EOWS 1212, the last remaining siren from the Fernald system, which is inactive. But here we have an old Federal Electric Type B, which to my knowledge still runs. We're actually in Butler County. We're out of Hamilton County here, and I think that siren still turns on. The 1212 used to work, but I guess the sound cards went out on it, or drivers, amplifiers, or whatever happened to it. So now the old Type B works. You'll probably notice the box on the left side of the siren, that's actually the motor that operates it. The actual motor for the siren no longer works. So pretty unique setup. Pretty cool to see it still around. Alright, for our next siren on our trip, we're in Springdale on Princeton Pike. This is the Thunderbolt 1000 that's located on top of the Tri-County Mall on the Macy's building. Unfortunately for this siren, it will be removed here sometime shortly because the mall is planning on being demolished and replaced with a new billion-dollar facility. So you won't be able to see this siren from 275 much longer. But a good thing I was able to film it now before it gets removed. So we'll head off to our next siren. Alright, our next siren here is in Glendale on top of the Fire Station 45 on East Sharon Road. Up in the tower here, we have an old Federal Model 7, the way it looks. It's hard to tell because, as you can tell, it's mounted within the tower. But pretty neat install here. Hard to say if it's a dual tone or a single tone siren from this angle, but pretty unique nonetheless. Alright, head off to Woodlawn. Alright, our next siren here is at Woodlawn, at the Woodlawn Municipal Building. This is a Thunderbolt 1000. As you can tell, extremely low mounted siren, only mounted 20 feet or so off the floor. You can see the blower box there on the foot there, and all the way up to the siren head. Quite rusted. It's definitely one of the most rusted bolts in the city. But cool to see it's still here. Off to the next. I just can't get a break with the lighting here, folks. But we're in Mount Healthy. What you see here is a Thunderbolt 1003 on the top of the fire department on the intersection of McMakin Avenue and Perry Street, or Perry Avenue, or whatever it is. As you can see, the new T-128s is located right next to the fire department there. Now, this 1003 actually came from the city of Fairfield and was installed, I want to say, in the late 90s, something like that. Mid to late 90s, I think, is when it was installed here in Mount Healthy. I'm not sure where it came from Fairfield, but I know for a fact that it came from Fairfield. The only 1003 in Hamilton County. Good to see it's still there. Kind of a sketchy mount how it's mounted up on top of that rickety little stand there on top of the fire station. But it's held up for over these years, so I guess it's fine. Alright, off to the next. Alright, next siren here, we're in Groesbeck at the fire station 26 on East Galbraith and Staley, or West Galbraith and Staley. Old Sterling siren, possibly an M10, something like that. Pretty neat. The other Sterling siren we have in the county, the other one I filmed in Deer Park on top of the maintenance building. As you can see, this one's quite rusted. Unfortunately, my son's going away, but the right side of the shroud for the chopper is completely gone. Just the one upright still there, the other one's still intact pretty much. I guess the intake louvers are aluminum, so that's why they're holding up as well as they are, as opposed to the rest of the siren. But good to see it's still hanging around. There is a video on this one going off from years ago as well. Alright, we got one more siren to find. Alright, our last siren on the adventure here is at Mount Airy, on top of the water towers on North Bend Road and Coleraine Avenue. There's a Thunderbolt 1000. Quite a high-pitched siren when it was shown on YouTube a few years ago. But, yeah, that is the end of the adventure. The T-128, real quick before I end things off, is located right on the intersection of North Bend and Coleraine Avenue, really right next to the water tower. So at this vantage point, the siren is completely blocked by the water tower. It's a giant, that water tower acts like a giant wall. So therefore the siren's coverage is blocked by about a third. So real smart installation there. It once again goes to show you the quality of installation. That's why a lot of these sirens are still remaining. It's just because of stupidity by people, but it benefits us that we can still see them still hanging around like this one here. I don't know why my phone is being so glitchy. So thanks for joining me on this adventure. I don't want to know how many miles I've driven over the course of these past 2 days around it all over this county, and to see all 56 of these remaining sirens, and thankfully they were all there. I was able to find them all. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll be seeing you next time. Peace.